Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here. We have your Oakland County 2019, January 2019 real estate market update. Let's jump right into this. Every time we do these market updates, every single month, I preface it with a couple things. One, people always ask still, which is fine. We get new viewers every month, so we got to answer this question every month. We do the month previous, just like the jobs report. You know, when the government comes out with the jobs report, the first Friday after the end of the month, first Thursday at the end of every month, after the end of the month, we have all the data. All the data is now finalized. We have it all, and we can go back and show you the most accurate data as to what's going on. And then we give you 3 years of data because we want you to be able to see what is going on. The trend is your friend, and the numbers tell that trend. They tell the pattern. If we just gave you this year, it wouldn't mean anything to you. But now that we can show you this and explain this to you, you can see what's going on, and it makes more sense, right? Most of us, a lot of us are visual people, right? So being able to see that makes way more sense than if I just sit here and talk about it. So let's jump right into this. Days on market, 37, 53 days on market, up to 60. So we've had some weird stuff going on here in Oakland County, actually. And the days on market has really been jumping all around. We have more homes in the market. We went down last year, actually. So it's interesting that this number went up. But again, we're going to see another funky number down here. Sometimes we get some abnormal numbers. You get some weird anomalies in the data. So, you know, don't look too far into that one number specifically. You got to look at all, what is this, the 18 numbers. You got to look at all of the numbers and see exactly what's going on. And you can't just, you can't just take one number and extrapolate it out, right? You've got to take most numbers. If you get 15 or 16 of the 18 numbers going a certain direction, you know that you have that pattern, you got that trend. So, again, this is active. The days on market, the active homes is just 1 day in time. It's the day that we take the data, how many homes are actually active at that time. And again, we saw the drop, and then we saw it go up sharply this year. And then you're going to see reflected in this months of inventory. Months of inventory is at the rate homes are selling. If no new homes come on the market, how long will it take to sell every last home? Well, we've seen it go all the way up to 4, believe it or not. Which, and I say that jokingly because this number's been going down for a couple of years now, really a handful of years, and now we're finally starting to see it tick up again a little bit. So, just to give you perspective, we have a balanced market, a seller's market is 0 to 3 months. That's a seller's market. 4 to 6 months or 4 to 7 months is a balanced market, and then a buyer's market is 7 plus. So when you have a recession or something like that we had 10 years ago, you had 10, 12, 15 months of inventory, tons of homes in the market. So it gives you an idea, a very quick snapshot, like I said, to be able to see this number and know what kind of market we're in. So we're entering a little bit more of a balanced market. More homes coming in the market. The buyer pool is staying about the same, which it usually does. So, going to be a little more balanced market. So, new homes in the market. This is the number of new active listings that came on the market in this past month. So we had 2,300 here, went down a little bit last year, which again, numbers across the board and all the counties were the same basically in that regard, and then going up again a little bit this year. More homes listed in Oakland County than the last couple of years, which again, we're seeing that across the board right now, which is very interesting sign as to what's happening. I think people are starting to get sick of just waiting and waiting. They want to get some equity somehow, hopefully, and get out and move. I think a lot of it was pent up from last year too, so it's going to be an interesting time this year to see what happens with that. Price per square foot, again, weird number here. Not really sure. Honestly, I think we would just cross that out, honestly, because it just doesn't make a ton of sense. I think there's some weird stuff going on. You could have had a number of really big homes sell that can kind of skew the data, even though there is a lot of quantity in here. But again, some weird things going on. This is more like it. This is more of what's natural, going into the 111 and then up to $115 a square foot. So that makes sense. Price is still climbing a little bit because the prices take a little bit of time to adjust for what's actually happening in the market. So, what's happening in the last couple of months is reflective in this price data. So if homes are on the rise and there's more inventory, then those prices should be reflected in the months to come, probably 3 to 6 months to come. So we'll see. And again, that's price per square foot for the entire county. Remember that, guys. If you want an actual value of your home, do not go to Zillow, do not go to homes.com, do not go to Trulia, do not take this data right here countywide as gospel. You have to have an appraiser, you've got to have a real estate agent or someone that is professional in that area get you an evaluation on your home, because this is this is statewide or countywide, if I could speak. This is countywide, so you multiply your square footage by that number and you get about what your home is. And that's in essence what Zillow does. They use an algorithm. They look at your zip code. They look at what's going on. And they just give you this, amalgamated, hey, here it is. This is about what it is. So you've got to get someone in to come in, see what's going on in the neighborhood, and give you that actual comparison. So this last one here is really our buyer statistic. And this is telling us what the buyer pool is like. And again, it's gone down a little bit, and it stayed the same basically since last year, even went up just a tad, which again, good sign. Buyer pool doesn't change all that much unless there's a recession or depression or something like that. So again, we've got a lot of good data trending in the right direction. Hopefully it's going to be a little more balanced this year. I'm thinking it's going to be a little more balanced, and that's not, again, many of you watch our insiders videos, insiders reports we do monthly, and that goes in. This is the micro economic report basically. We do our macro economic report, which is, global economics, what's going on, geopolitics, trade, tariffs, credit bubbles, asset bubbles, student loan debt. We talk about all that stuff, and price versus value, all these really big things. And that's, we talk about possible crashes, we talk about possible recessions. And again, there's a lot of people predicting that might happen this year, but if it doesn't, I think that it could be a really good year. It could be a very good year for buyers and sellers here in Metro Detroit, because things should hopefully be a little more balanced, as you can see, in that 4 to 6 range, maybe climbing a little bit. We'll see. So again, interest rates rising, a lot of these different things going on that is spooking the markets a little bit. And I think it's why it has people sitting on the sidelines a little bit. There's people that are wanting to sell before, and there's buyers that maybe are sitting on the sidelines just a tiny bit. So again, there's a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to decipher, obviously, just with a handful of numbers. This gives you an idea of what's going on in your community. If you know someone that lives in Oakland County and think they can benefit from it or need some help, need some guidance, please share this with them, tag them. And again, we really appreciate your time and your energy and your comments and the love you guys give and the feedback and the BS that you guys give us. We really appreciate it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, please put it in the feed. Please put it in the comment section. That way we can answer it here and benefit the most amount of people, and the most amount of people can see it. We love all the private messages we get. But again, like I said, we want to try to help as many people as possible. So appreciate your time and energy more than anything in the world. It's the most important thing that we have, and just humbled and honored. So thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.